Carry on. Now we are starting with the quick revision of audit documentation chapter. One of the most easiest chapters in your syllabus. Very simple to decode. It has in total 11 questions which are there, which you need to master. Okay. The questions are here. In fact, with a chart only, we can complete the entire revision. Let's start with this chapter. Very simple. Question number 5 is this question, which we are going to take up first. Let's start. What is the form, content, extent of audit documentation? So in this case, what will the auditor write in the audit documentation? Let's start. It's the big hand action that we had done. Let's go for it. Audit documentation is a record of nature, timing, extent of audit procedures, specific items tested, who performed and the date of performance, who reviewed and the date and extent of such review, audit evidence obtained, significant matters, significant judgments, conclusions reached. Inside significant matters, nature, when and with whom. What is the matter? When did we discuss with the person? With whom did we discuss? In whom we have TCology, management, others. And if there is any kind of inconsistency, and how it was addressed. So if there is any problem with the management, how did we resolve the matter? So basically, what are we writing in this? Let's go for it in a little bit of depth. Tell me. Audit documentation is a record of what work we did in nature, when did we do the work, timing, in how much depth did we check the work. That is called extent. Specific item tested. What did we check with the team member, the junior person in the team, who checked it, and what are the date of their checking, who performed and the date of performance, and who reviewed their work and the date and extent of such review. With this, what evidence did we obtain? Then you have significant matters, important matters, significant judgments, and the conclusions that is reached. Significant matters, when we do, again, what was the matter? When did we discuss? With whom did we discuss? In that we have the TCology, management, others. If there was any inconsistency between the management and the auditor, then how was it solved? How was it addressed? Okay. That completes our question number 5 first. Okay. Let's go now to question number 1. Okay. 1 is what? The shorthand action definition. What is the definition of audit documentation? Let's start. Audit documentation is a record of audit procedure performed, audit evidence obtained, conclusions reached. As simple as that. Okay. That is what we did in this part. Okay. So this is your question number 1. Once again, question number 1, and this we did is question number 5. Let's go to question number 2. That is nature of AD, nature of audit documentation. One more term is called, it provides evidence regarding which matter. Audit documentation provides evidence regarding PP and OO. It provides evidence that audit was planned and performed as per SARL, standards and regulatory and legal requirements. It provides OO. It provides a basis for conclusion about the overall objectives of the independent auditor. Basically, that is the proof that we get. Okay. Question number 3. Factors on which the form, content, extent of audit documentation depends. This is form, content, extent of audit documentation depends on which factors. Let's do it one by one. Very simple. When will your audit documentation be thicker? When it will be thinner? What are the factors that define that? That is the question. The thing that I taught you in this was the 10 standard notes and your CA Inter notes. That example. Let's start. Tell me. First is what? Size and complexity, audit procedures performed, audit methodologies and tools used, evidence, exceptions, risk identified, and documentation of the conclusion. Because of these factors, your audit documentation will vary in size. Are you there? Okay. Next, we are done. What is the purpose of audit documentation? Very, very simple. What is the purpose? First, in audit documentation, we write which person is accountable. Which person is accountable for which work. So who has done what work, we write it down so that person becomes accountable. If there is any problem in that work, then that junior, we can hold that junior accountable. Second, it helps us to do planning and performing in a better manner. Our plan will become much better if we are documenting things properly beforehand. Next is DSR. Whenever we know some work properly, we can easily delegate it to others. So it helps us in direction, supervision, and review. Next, very simple. If some outside inspector is coming to check, our documentation will help that inspector to understand what work we have done. So it helps in external inspection. I told you that in class while teaching that in peer review and quality review, the ICAI can, in case of peer review, ICAI can send a peer reviewer to the CA firm, and the peer reviewer may request the CA firm to show their documentation. So in that case, if the CA firm shows the documentation, in that case, there is quality control review and inspection going on. In that also, audit documentation can be of great help. Last is future audit. That is future audit. What is future audit? This year, if you maintain audit documentation properly, it will help you in the next year. Are you there? Question number 4. Question number 5, we have already revised form, content, extent, big hand action. Let's go to question number 6, significant matters. Significant matters cover what we had done in the class this way. We had done significant risk, significant difficulty, material misstatement, risk of material misstatement, 705 and 706. We had done these points here. So these are the matters that we'll include in the significant matters. Okay. Next. So regarding significant professional judgment, what all should the auditor document? We did that RDD example, if you remember. I'll show you that if you want. Please see here. Sir, what are the information or factors based on which judgments are taken? Whether the judgment that we have taken is reasonable or not reasonable. And if it is not reasonable, we'll check the genuineness of the document, authenticity of the documents. If the company has taken a higher RDD percentage at 30%, which is very much different from the past years, in that case, the auditor will wonder why they have taken such a high percentage. Management may say that the customer has sent us emails and letters that they will not be able to pay. Those emails and letters we'll have to check. That is called authenticity of the document. Are you there? Okay. This is question number 7. Question number 8. Let's go on to the main chart here. Let's go on to the basics. Question number 8 is ownership of audit documentation. Let's do this. Audit documentation is the property of the auditor as per SQC1. As per the auditor's discretion, auditor can share the entire documentation, partly share, or not share at all. It is completely his decision. Even the branch auditor of a company need not share his audit documentation with the main auditor if he doesn't want to share. Okay, even that power is given. Next, question number 9. We have something called as completion memorandum. Easiest thing. Completion memorandum is nothing but a summary. You're converting a large audit documentation into summarized form, short content. If you do that, so it is summary. So if you are summarizing, then what will you do? You will include significant matters only and how the significant matters are addressed. And because it is so short, it helps in effective and efficient reviews. Okay. Finally, we have the next one, that is audit file. This is question number 10. This was question number 9. This is question number 8. What is question number 10? That is audit file. Auditor will prepare the audit file within 60 days from the audit report date. It shall be retained for 7 years, minimum 7 years you have to retain the audit file. Can you make changes? Yes, you can, but only which are administrative in nature. What are the examples of those? Very simple. Any kind of document which is getting superseded. Document 2 supersedes document 1. Then document 1 you need not include in your audit file. Okay, this we have done the Yashas picnic policy. Next is sorting. All types of matter regarding a certain topic, can you put it in a certain compartment of a folder? The answer is yes. Checklist basically means making a checklist of all what you need in the audit file so that everything is there in place. You can add that checklist. And last is anything that was discussed, if you are converting it to written form, that is documenting audit evidence that may have been discussed verbal into written form. Comfortable here? And the last question in audit documentation simply is your examples. Examples, I just show you the area which is there. Out of these examples, you can write any 4 or 5 of them. Comfortable here? This completes your entire quick recap of chapter number 6, that is audit documentation.